Okey, kita kembali ke bahagian kedua perbualan saya dengan Amira daripada MUDA. Ya, tadi kita bincang sedikit mengenai perjuangan MUDA, perjuangan persendirian, or rather her personal belief dalam politik. Sekarang ni kita nak pada isu yang lebih, apa kata orang, lebih yang kita ketemui harian lah, ya, duit. Saya nak beritahu, saya dulu pernah buat parti sendiri, parti kita. Saya masuk UMNO, saya kena pecat UMNO, saya kena gantung, saya bosan. Jadi saya masuk PKR. Tapi saya tengok lepas 2 tahun, dia kata, ni serupa je cakap ni, buat tak? Saya masuk DAP, saya nak test semua lah. Saya pergi Johor, tengok, pergi sana. And I don't think they are serious about certain thing. Pada saya lah. Jadi saya pun buat parti sendiri. Saya ingat buat parti ni mudah. Masa tu pun orang kenal saya, orang kata Zahid Ibrahim, semua orang kenal lah. Bekas menteri lah, bekas itu, bekas ini. Jadi, tapi bila saya buat parti, I have a lot of problem. I have no volunteer pun tak ramai. Tak adalah orang muda ni, banyak orang tua macam saya. Lepas tu we need facilities for this, to organize this, organize that, duit. Dan saya dapati to get people to contribute susah pada masa tu lah, ya. So after 1 year I decided to close. My wife kata tak payahlah, habis duit tak ada ni, kita dah tua. So it's a failure. It's not because of lack of ideas. It's lack of infrastructure, lack of money, lack of, and of course it also could be my own weakness lah, I tak tahu lah, you know. But I have failed, you know. So I'm telling you, MUDA, you have to be prepared to have a proper infrastructure, proper financial support and organisation strength, you know. Kalau tidak, susah kita nak bawa. So I'm asking you now, who is backing you?
MUDA sekarang ni saya ceritalah daripada awal penubuhan MUDA. Pada waktu itu the only person who has national recognition adalah Syed Saddiq sahaja. Nobody knows me, nobody knows siapa yang lain-lain ni, orang-orang muda yang datang tak dari mana-mana, orang tak kenal. But I think one thing that young people have to our advantage adalah orang tahu kita ni muda. Bermakna orang tahu kita mula daripada paling tinggi pun you are at the beginning nak bina life. So people know that we don't have our own, we are not rich, we don't have our own coffer, yang orang kata parti-parti politik lama ni dah ada coffer berjuta-juta ringgit. Yes, Syed Saddiq was a minister, but he was only a minister for 22 months. Berapa banyak je lah yang dia ada waktu 22 bulan tu. But in the beginning of penubuhan MUDA, it was purely kita chip in sesama kita. But one thing that also we have in our advantage adalah pada waktu itu adalah baru sahaja lockdown COVID, and parti kita ni, we always jokingly say kita Zoom party. Waktu tu, that's how we did our jelajah. And that means we spend less. So we spend less. Orang parti-parti baru bila dia nak mulakan sebuah parti,
kena pakai duit.
Dia kena pergi jelajah negeri-negeri. You have to, fork out money, logistik. But when waktu tu lockdown, so we have Zoom on our side. So we did our first jelajah, virtual jelajah saja. Kita jumpa orang muda di Sabah virtually, kita jumpa orang muda di Sarawak virtually, kita jumpa orang muda di mana-mana virtually. Everyone gets to meet Syed Saddiq virtually, everyone gets to meet me virtually. So di awal penubuhan, it was quite easy because of that. Kemudian as we grow bigger and we realise that kita nak gerakkan negeri, kita nak gerakkan parlimen, it's very very difficult. Macam yang Datuk sebut lah, dan Datuk bekas menteri yang dah ada lebih banyak pengalaman daripada kami. Lagilah kami ni, saya tak pernah join mana-mana parti politik. It was very challenging to us, and so what we did was we did a lot of crowdfunding. Jadi setiap kali kita ada program besar, sebagai contohnya suatu banjir besar, kita buat crowdfunding. Dan crowdfunding itu sebab we really show, kita showcase kerja-kerja kita. Social media was our strength. We really show benda-benda, setiap duit yang masuk kita tunjuk berapa ringgit kita dapat hari ni, macam mana duit ni dikeluarkan pada waktu itu, berapa banyak volunteer mobilize. And so that transparency makes people want to contribute more and more.
Are you still doing that?
So for the crowdfunding, we are doing it still untuk project by project basis. The most recent crowdfunding kita buat adalah Langkah Muar, which was Syed Saddiq, dia berlari 200 km daripada Muar.
Pasal apa dia tak ajak saya? Kalau saya lari 200 km, kurus lah.
Kalau dia pun hilang 4 kg tu, lari 200 km daripada Muar ke Parlimen. And so that was, we did a lot of crowdfunding. And I think when people see that it's transparent, you show you punya perbelanjaan, you show how you are spending your money, they want to contribute more. Of course, when it comes to election, kita masih memerlukan private funders as well. So, but we also know sebagai orang muda, satu benda yang kita betul-betul tak nak adalah kita tidak mahu parti kita is controlled by a certain funder. And so daripada awal Penubuhan Muda, we made our own ruling bahawa tidak ada seseorang individu ataupun sesebuah organisasi ataupun sesebuah syarikat yang can contribute in cash more than RM200,000, especially when it comes to election, because we want to make sure that bila kita sebut tentang funding ni, kita punya funding structure is wide rather than deep. Kita nak lebih ramai orang. So when people ask us who are your funders, we can say we have actually a lot of funders, and most of them are just regular Malaysians who believe in the fight that we are doing. And so bila tanya who's backing us up, these are the people who believe in our fight. In fact, Datuk, if I can share, sewaktu saya bertanding, tak besar pun funding yang saya dapat. Ada pakcik, makcik yang bagi dalam contohnya RM500 is already very big for me. Ada seorang uncle ni kata, I believe in you, I give you RM1,000. And for young people like us, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
But I guess to other more mature, more experienced politician, RM1,000 ni is nothing to them. But when you have small amount but from many people, it's a lot. Despite all that being said, of course kita masih memerlukan funding structure yang lebih stable. And so sebab tu sewaktu saya menjadi pemangku presiden juga, I decided to increase our membership fee as well. I understand that banyakkan parti membership fee dia kecil. Sebagai contohnya, ada parti yang buat membership fee dia RM2 saja, which is like PKR is only RM2 a year. But we need to be sustainable in the management of our party. So we just increase our membership fee to RM50 per person per year. At the very least, dengan jumlah ahli kita, at least kita bolehlah bayar office, bolehlah hire people, because it's needed. We need to have a certain amount. We need to run this party as if we are running a business. We need to know what's our OPEX and how to at least cover that OPEX. And so that's something that we are trying to structure in our party right now. At the same time, kita masih lagi memerlukan orang-orang Malaysia yang percaya pada perjuangan kita ni to help fund the party. And so we are doing that.
Okay, I want to ask you this. When you collect money from the public, okay, you got to be careful, right? You have to be careful. Because people can trap you, people can do many things, because there are a lot of nasty people out there, okay? Your enemies. So you should fight through the parliament, for a proper law on donation.
Political Funding Act is important.
You must do that, because this is important for organizations like MUDA. Yeah? I don't know how you're going to fight it, but somehow all this collection is okay on voluntary basis, assuming everybody does it properly, everybody takes care of themselves properly. Okay, but you can lead to abuse. Okay, jadi I hope. I'm skeptical. You know why? Not skeptical of you or MUDA. I'm skeptical of the politics in this country, the political parties lah. Because they like to be funded by wealthy people. They don't like transparency. They like Tauke to sponsor this, and then they sponsor the Tauke. This quid pro quo, and this is what is happening. So I am skeptical that we're going to have a proper funding law, political funding law. But it doesn't matter what I think. Salah satu perkara yang you have to convince other parties lah to support you is to a proper political fund
Funding,
punya
yeah.
law,
Yeah.
so that everybody is protected.
Yeah.
There's transparency, and it also help the public tau. Kadang-kadang public ni bila dia nak bagi tu, ialah kalau dia kenal you personally, okay lah, betul. Oh, I know her. But how many people know that?
Yeah, betul.
So you depend on system. Okay. Okay, now I want to ask you about your next plan lah. I presume MUDA punya next target will be the election lah. Because parti politik yang tak ada power becomes a debating society lah. So you don't want to be a debating society. You want to have power. What is your plan? You share with me or with the public? Berapa calon, what time, how many people you nak bertanding? Because it's only 2.5 years to go. I'm talking about parliamentary. You must at least have a plan. How many you want to contest, and what sort of people you want.
First and foremost, untuk MUDA dari dulu lagi, we don't want to be the typical political party where you dapat je kerusi, you letak lah sesiapa. Asal boleh menang. To us, our candidates play a very, very important role. And so antara benda paling utama bagi kami adalah memastikan kita ada solid candidates first. Sebab itu MUDA kita place a very high penekanan yang tinggi kepada membina kepimpinan kita tu sendiri. And so right now we are in the process of several leadership program. Pertama, kita baru juga lancar sekolah muda. Sekolah muda ni adalah untuk melatih kita punya pimpinan sendiri about the ideology of the party, about the policies that we are championing. In fact, Political Funding Act is one of our very important thing that we want to champion for as well. And we want to make sure Malaysians know these people. Kita nak orang Malaysia kenal beyond Syed Saddiq. Sebab sekarang ni orang kalau tanya muda tu apa, orang tahu Syed Saddiq dan orang dah tak tahu yang lain-lain. But we want politics to be beyond an individual. Kita tak nak jadi macam orang PKR, Anwar Ibrahim. That's all, you know. So, kita nak groom kita punya leaders.
Itu Rafizi sekarang ni.
Sekarang dah kurang famous sikit lah sebab isu subsidi. But yeah, so we want people to know more pimpinan muda. We want to gerak as a team moving towards general election and not berpaksikan one individu saja. Another thing we are doing adalah satu program kepimpinan yang kita panggil Troka. And Troka ini kita latih anak-anak muda usia 18 hingga 25 tahun. These people might not be members of MUDA, but we give them political trainings, advocacy trainings in the hope that one day they will be the next generation yang become the leaders of the party or anywhere they go. And so ni adalah kita punya proses towards general election to groom more leaders within MUDA so that people recognise MUDA as a team rather than Syed Saddiq dan pengikut-pengikutnya. So we don't want the party to be that. Second, kita tahu bahawa politik dalam Malaysia ni orang kata kita first past the post system. And so for a single party to contest alone is a suicide mission. So people always say that to us. Sebab tu kita masuk PRN yang lepas pun orang kata, why are you doing kamikaze, you know, you are going on a suicide mission. But in order for us to form any kind of electoral pact ataupun coalition, we believe that the party needs to be strong first. Because if you go in as a small peanut, you will only be bullied and your voice will be diluted. You pergi mana-mana pun, you cuma akan jadi pengikut kepada the big brother. And so that's why before we even think about working with any party or any coalition, kita nak orang tahu dulu apa MUDA punya ideologi, apa yang MUDA perjuangkan, apa polisi-polisi yang MUDA nak ketengahkan. And that's why sebelum ni kita tak make it very clear, but now we are making it very clear that MUDA believes in the social democratic system, and this is the ideology that we are fighting for the country. And we are currently rolling out a lot of kenyataan-kenyataan, op-ed dan sebagainya yang menunjukkan polisi-polisi yang MUDA perjuangkan. So these are all the things that we are preparing, not just for the next election, but to strengthen the party from within, so that comes whichever election, MUDA is at a good enough position to discuss and negotiate when it comes to election.
Okay. Tapi I just want to comment lah, Bila, you have to cooperate juga dengan other groups. You know, I know you want to be strong yourself, tapi you don't have to accept a political macam seat berapa seat. You don't have to negotiate that sort of thing. Seat berapa, kursi berapa, esko berapa, majlis ahli majlis berapa. That one I'm not talking about that. Tapi to sell your ideas, to sell whatever you want to sell, you need crowd.
Yeah.
You need support. So I think it is helpful benda-benda yang MUDA perjuangkan yang misalnya tak lari daripada misalnya PAS misalnya contoh ya. Let's say you want to take care of social problem of drugs or pregnancy, you know, unwed mothers. Saya percaya isu-isu macam ni PAS will like it. Yeah. So maybe you should work with them. So in terms of activities, I guess it is helpful. So to go along that line, you don't have to talk about political arrangement.
Betul. So for us right now, memang we didn't talk about political coalition or anything, tapi MUDA kita terbuka untuk bekerja daripada segi isu. Kita terbuka untuk bekerja dengan mana-mana parti yang mempunyai kepercayaan yang sama dengan kita. For example, the recent one is the peruntukan yang saksama, and now we are talking about Mansur Akta Hasutan. Before this, we were talking about Black Rock. So all these issues we are working with. Of course, sebab kita di opposition, we are working with opposition friends.
Who is your closest friend? Katalah, I know it's difficult to say, but dalam parti-parti yang ada ni, siapa yang you rasa macam selesa sedikit?
Well, it used to be Pakatan Harapan lah. Sebab tu kita pernah bekerja dengan Pakatan Harapan. But because of the decisions that they made di peringkat pusat, we don't think we can accept these decisions.
I dulu pun selesa juga. In fact, I worked very hard to get Tun Mahathir to join the group in 2018. Betul. I just want to share with you, you know, I worked very hard because and Dr. Mahathir was at that time the most suitable person in our view to topple Barisan Nasional. So I worked with together. But then I realised that Pakatan is also not what they say they are lah. Okay. Saya tak nak guna forum ini to attack anybody, tapi I just want to share with you that you have to align yourself jugalah. Kalau tidak PH pun tak kira lah. I don't know which party yang you rasa based on issue lah, but you have to be quite close so that you can have a bigger market for your views. Okay, kita rest another 2 minutes before I come to the last part of our conversation.
Boleh.
Thank you.